Hello, John Talley here with Boats.net. Today we're going to be taking a look at the carburetor on our 2002 Mercury Tracker 40 horsepower. Now we're only going to need one part number because Mercury's has packaged a very comprehensive kit that can take care of most any problem that we're going to encounter on the inside of this unit. So let me go open up my toolbox and we'll dive into this project. I want to go ahead and forewarn you, you'll actually have more parts than are going to be required on the inside of this because Mercury, they've made a few changes along the years and they want to make sure that you've got everything that's going to cover whichever variation may be mounted to your particular engine. So just be aware, we'll have a couple of things that are going to be left over. All right, let's start by just getting the outside of it cleaned up just a little bit because this one, well, as you can see, is rather nasty in there. See, it's already peeing on me. It's going to be really important to clean up the carburetor on the outside because we certainly don't want that getting on the inside. When you're doing this, spray it down, let it soak in for a couple of minutes, and then for the most part, it'll just spray right back off. For those really stubborn parts, you just want to use a fine wire brush to break it loose. Well, that should do. All right, let's open her up and see what we've got in there. I do know that this particular unit had been setting up for a couple of years, so I'll be very curious to see what kind of shape the inside's going to be. Find out if they actually ran it dry before they shut it off, or if it just stopped and had a bowl full of fuel in there. Well, actually, not too bad at all, guys. That's the advantage of two strokes. You've got oil mixed in with the fuel, and typically it doesn't make too much of a mess. Oh, that's nice when that happens. Pulls off smoothly. Now when you're doing this, keep in mind that this is just aluminum, so be gentle. There she goes. Yeah, that's the knurled end. Yeah, there we go. Now, let's go after that main. A little bit of trash here and there. That just doesn't look right, does it? It looks to be fixed. I mean, I called it a main, but it doesn't look like it's in there correctly. I mean, it looks like it's bent. I mean, this is almost completely air dependent. I was expecting a linkage in there to move the main back and forth, but that doesn't seem to be the case. You just open it up and, I mean, if I'm looking at that correctly, this is the idle mixture screw. And we definitely want to count, see how many turns that it's out. So let's bring it in. 2. Guys, this looks really good, but going under the assumption that yours is not in such pristine order, we're going to go ahead and replace each piece. Let's head over to our bowl and take a look at the high-speed jet, which is behind this panel. There you go. Just an odd size flat, but fortunately, this slides right in there and is long enough to get it. Just needed a little bit more torque that this one couldn't do. There we go. Clean as a whistle. These videos are a lot more interesting when the carburetor looks awful on the inside. It looks like we do have another gasket to replace it there. It's important that you do this without gouging the carburetor surface. So take your time. Every so often spray it down with the cleaner, let it soak in, break it down, and then it'll come off. All right, all of that looked good. Perfectly clean through the main, so we're good to go there. Next, let's get our throttle plate out and then we'll remove the shaft because what we're after is replacing the spring. Now mine's still in pretty good shape, but if you were running in a saltwater environment, these have a tendency to rust. So once that breaks, guess what? Your return doesn't work anymore. So we're going to go ahead and replace ours. Now, let's get our plate out of the way. Now, make note of the orientation. Actually, this is off-centered, so So you really can't put it in backwards. But notice that the numbers are facing toward me. As carburetors go, this is about as simple as you get. That doesn't look too bad. So we've got it broken down all the way, and all we're going to do now is just use some of our carburetor cleaner and blow through all these different passages, make sure there's no debris like there is up at the top of this, and then put it back together. You may want to put on some safety goggles. You do not want to get this in your eyeballs. Not that that's ever happened to me. You need to go back and get the rest of that gasket material off. I got this cleaned like it's supposed to be, but you can see right here where there's still some residual. So let's get that scraped off, clean it one more time, then we can put it back together. As I mentioned before, this kit covers several different models, and our particular model is a WME 67. So this is the spring that we want to use. Okay, so off we go. You need to go up there. There we go. All right, that looks like it. We'll go ahead and get our circlip in place, which they do send a new one. There we go. Satisfying sound. Looking good. Let's get our plate back in place. And they do send new screws. Now I realize that these have little lock washers, but this is just my personal preference. I add a little bit of Loctite, just blue, to the threads. Because if these were ever to work their way out, guess where they're going to go? That looks right. Let's go ahead and get our arm on. All right, we do have a new idle adjustment screw. And if you remember correctly, we're going to seat it and then back it out 2 turns. Now, if you didn't count yours, the initial is to back it out 1.5, but this one had evidently already been set, so we're going to go back to where we started. And when you're seating this, just do it lightly. There. Now let's back it out 2. There's 1, 2. Next, let's go ahead and get our cover plate on with our new gasket. Now, let's go ahead and get our main jet back in. All right, now our block off screw, and they do send us a new, I don't want to call it a washer, gasket would be the more appropriate term. That should do. Now this one's inlet needle valve actually looked to be in good shape, but we're going to replace it anyway. And what you would be looking for is a split on the tip, because the tip is rubber, and that's what allows it to seat in and then stop the flow once the float bowl goes up high enough. Now in the kit, they send a new pivot pin, which has the knurl on it. Just make sure that you put it in the right direction. All right. All right, that should do it. Now, don't forget this new gasket in the very center. Our base gasket only goes on one way, and our float bowl. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Only thing you have to do now is just remount it to the unit, hook up the linkages, and you're good to go. But as you can see, I still have a lot of work to do on this particular outboard. Well, listen, if you need these or any other parts for your boat, why don't you come see us at boats.net and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments about this video, leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And hey, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can keep up with whatever I'm working on next. We just want to say thank you for shopping here with us at boats.net, and we will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day.